It's transfer season. One really big name went in over the weekend, a one AJ Ferrari. We speculated about this.
Yes.
With Cade coming in and everything, and is AJ going to go down to 197? And even if he does, is he still going to be at Nebraska? Or is this a one-year thing? What have you heard about this? Before we get into where is he going, just kind of, what have we heard about why AJ went in the portal, and then where is he going to go?
I don't know if it's if this was a Nebraska decision, an AJ decision. I feel like the writing was kind of on the wall that this sort of just made sense for him to naturally kind of move on. And AJ's MO has been moving, going somewhere else. He's Oklahoma State, almost Iowa, Cal Bakersfield, Nebraska, and so one more school. Now, one thing that's notable, he does need to get approved for his next year, and I don't think that has happened at present. I think it probably will happen, but it sort of depends what AJ wants to do. But I sort of alluded to this, a move down to 197 in the initial. Like, that is one way that him staying at Nebraska could make sense. Redshirt Cam, he goes down. But another thing we all do know is that the Ferraris originally and on multiple occasions have wanted to be a package deal, all on the same team. I don't think that just goes away. Anthony was at Campbell, AJ was at Nebraska, Angelo was at Iowa. They obviously were all almost at Iowa. And I would assume if AJ wants to go to Iowa and Iowa would have him, which is maybe the bigger if, I think that would make a lot of sense to have AJ at 197 pounds next year. So that's been my read on the situation. Not a ton of inside info. It's just kind of like, Ben, without any inside info, drew the exact same conclusion that AJ should go 197. He should go with his brother. Iowa has a need at that weight class, obviously. So I think wrestling-wise, it's a fit. There's other considerations, of course, but I think the Iowa move would make a lot of sense. Now, the hang-up, now this is, maybe partially speculation, but I think it is true. Tom has always wanted AJ. Right, Tom wanted AJ even after the debacle during the Soldier Salute with Glazier, is my understanding, and the administration. Now, after 2 years of Cal Bakersfield, he was kind of a model citizen. Nebraska, he had the traffic situation and the arrests or whatever, but more or less was compliant and a fine. He didn't create the situations he did at the Soldier Salute or whatever. So in administrative eyes, is it okay? He's done enough to prove he's not a liability if he comes here. That's a possibility. And has Tom earned the trust? You would think so, right? To take a chance. They've taken chances on Austin DeSanto, right, after his true freshman kind of crash out, and that was a great decision. Changed Austin's life, I believe. So I think they look at guys like AJ, and I think they really, I think the Brands brothers are drawn to these kind of eccentric personalities and really feel like they can help them and work with them. So I'm not breaking any news here. I'm not saying he's going. I'm saying it makes a lot of sense on paper for AJ to be with his brother, a teammate, back-to-back weight classes. And for AJ, why go down? Well, listen to his interview after he lost to Younger Bastida, who is not 260 pounds. He was in the 230s much of the year, and he was physically manhandled. And that's AJ's thing. AJ is the physical dominator, and he's not going to be able to do that at heavyweight. And I think until you are up there and feel it, you maybe don't know that. So maybe he's like, all right, I could go down to 197 and be more effective, and at least in implementing his game plan. That being said, I'm going a lot of different directions here, but for AJ at heavyweight, okay, well, that was with Godali and Trumbull and Bastida. Those guys are all gone. So how does it look a year from now? He may think, well, actually, Josh Barr's there at 197. Maybe my best path to a national title is at heavyweight. That's a lot, and so I'm sure those are things that AJ is weighing right now, and I'm certain he won't lack for opportunities to wrestle at a number of different schools, but to me, Iowa makes a lot of sense.
Has enough time passed since Soldier Salute where things can change
Well,
with administration.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that's the question.
Right.
But it's been 2 seasons, right? He hasn't crashed out to that degree that we've seen, right? The legal stuff, I guess that's behind him. Mark Manning said it was. So if so, that's good. And probably necessary.
And kind of like you said, if I'm AJ, honestly, it's like you're weighing two things. Do you want to be with your brother and at Iowa more, or still up at heavyweight?
Yeah.
And maybe a better shot at winning a national title, and you don't have to cut weight. There's also a man who said as much as, like, I like lifting and being big.
Eating 30 steaks a day.
Yeah. He does like that, but, it's one time. I think he's also shown the ability to be really disciplined and handle it. I think AJ, for all the narrative around him, I think he's a guy who, like, really kind of can thrive in structure and, like, the structure of the diet and structure of that lifestyle. He's someone who can, like, really stick to that plan and do a good job with it because he is so, I don't know what the word is. He's tedious in some ways. So I think it would make sense.
Should also be said, this seems like a pretty clean break from both parties here in Nebraska.
Which is nice.
And AJ, which is nice because, we were speculating if AJ goes in the portal, it seems like he likes Nebraska. If he doesn't want to leave, is that going to be tumultuous? But seems like
it was a
no hard feelings.
pretty classy post. Although there was a little bit. I don't know if Kozak can pull it up. He's googling football players at present, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't want to distract you.
What do you want me to bring up? I can bring up anything you want.
AJ's post where he says basically goodbye to Nebraska people, and he's basically like, I don't know, something about the people that weren't behind me or something. There was a lot of, like, thanks to his brothers, but then there's
there's definitely tension, though, like, all season. You could feel it and see it at the end of every duel where
tension's not the right word, just disagreement on feeling.
I think tension is the word.
I don't know.
Hold on. All right, pull up. I don't know.
This one?
He posts so dang much.
I think, no.
No.
This?
It's one he made. Start in the beginning.
Okay.
In the beginning.
This one?
Up. That's not.
This is a great shirt.
New T-shirt.
No, the
Breaking. I don't know, man.
Just start at the very first
Is
one.
it the one where he's
scroll
lifting
over
with his teammates that said, like,
want
Nebraska
you
gang
to do
forever?
it.
Where is that?
Yeah.
This?
No,
This?
to the right,
This?
that one.
Yes. The beginning. All right. Grateful for my brothers, to my real Nebraska brothers who always have my back. I don't know. Maybe I read into that too much.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I think it's a good sign. There's Cade Zayola with a nice, love you, brother, iron sharpens iron. It's a good comment.
Well, if you want to read into it, there are certainly guys that he did not tag here.
Okay. Let's not get into that.
But I want to get into it. No. So, yeah, even just the same to my real Nebraska brothers.
Yeah, real. So, which means there's fake Nebraska brothers.
Look at that weight he's pulling.
That's the whole rack. Yeah. Would you relax? No rep.
He will likely move on.
No rep. Just kidding.
Haircut.
Also, if you're talking about
You go somewhere red.
talking about the beginning is over here. It's all the way down of an instant.
Yeah, the beginning
what
of the
you were-
top. The beginning of the most recent post. Okay.
JD, you spent some time out there and got to see AJ in Nebraska. It seems like the fact that he's able to now string together a couple seasons in a row where besides the, unnecessary splits that aren't really hurting anything and are just maybe something that you wish your coaches wish you didn't do, or your teammates, does it seem like he is now also in a place where he can put another season together at an even more pressure-packed environment like Iowa?
Yeah, sure. With AJ, there's always the possibility that you always feel like an incident is possibly just around the corner because, fans are going to instigate stuff. Other wrestlers are going to instigate stuff because AJ is going to be out there and be AJ and be loud. And that draws attention and, other stuff. So that's always going to be a possibility, but he's done it the past
He
few
definitely got booed a lot at Big Tens especially. And you're always he didn't do anything. People just want to boo him. And he maintained. That's something, anytime, I mean, it's loud in there. You know, BJC, big crowd. They're all kind of united around Penn State, and anything that's not Penn State they don't like. So, you know, you saw him kind of in that situation and was able to handle it there, which, you know, the crowd thing is, you know, that was kind of what got to him at the Soldier Salute. So he's been in, you know, in Cal State Bakersfield, you could have said, all right, he's very much under the radar the entire year, even up until NCAAs. So he wasn't in that setting. Whereas with Nebraska, he was in some really pressure-packed duels, Big Tens, NCAAs, and seemed to handle that aspect pretty well.